Hello, my name is James Miller, and I'm a professor of economics at Smith College. Over the last few years, I've become convinced that the most important force that will shape mankind will be computer superintelligence. Unfortunately, the more I started looking into what this future is going to be like, the more worried I've got. There's some pretty convincing arguments out there that if we're not extraordinarily careful, shortly after we create a powerful artificial general intelligence, this AGI will destroy us, not out of anger, but so it can better use the atoms in our bodies towards whatever goal it might have. In this series of videos, I'm going to try to make the case that artificial general intelligence should terrify you. What is artificial general intelligence, or as I'm going to call it, AGI? Narrow AI is a computer program that can perform one narrow task, such as playing chess, composing music, or solving a few types of math problems. So far, all of the artificial intelligences that mankind has created have been narrow AI. AGI would be a computer general intelligence able to solve many types of problems and, critically, able to learn new information. The human brain is an artificial general intelligence. Critically, the difference between narrow AI and AGI is that once you've created an AGI, it could acquire new knowledge, master skills it wasn't trained for, and improve its ability to learn. An AGI's ability to improve is going to make it very hard to predict. To convince you to be terrified of AGI, I think I have three burdens. I need to convince you that an AGI would have the desire to exterminate mankind, that an AGI would have the ability to exterminate mankind, and finally, that despite these two facts, it's likely that humans are still going to develop AGI. How do we know that it's going to be possible to develop AGI? Scientists, engineers make predictions all the time, and some definitely think that we can develop AGI, that it's possible, but maybe they're wrong. Let me give you an analogy. Let's imagine that there's some scientists who say, I think it's going to be possible someday for people to teleport. They'll just have to think about a location and they'll just instantly transport to that place. Well, you'd probably be very skeptical of that prediction. But then the scientist says, here's why I'm really confident that if civilization doesn't collapse, someday humans will be able to instantly teleport. And the scientist says it's because of this mouse. This mouse that I found can teleport, and people watch it and it does seem to teleport, and if people study it really closely, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be a trick, this mouse really can teleport. The scientist says, look, I have absolutely no idea how this works. I proved to you that this mouse can teleport, but I don't know why. Still, the fact that there's a mouse that can teleport really is strong evidence that someday mankind could teleport, because the mouse is able to do it. The laws of physics permit it. Plus, we have this mouse. We can study it. There'd be enormous economic and military value to being able to teleport, so you can bet this mouse will be studied really carefully. Well, such a teleporting mouse, to the best of my knowledge, doesn't exist. But what does exist is a general intelligence, the human brain. If the human brain doesn't rely on supernatural elements, basically if God didn't say, hey, I'm going to create a general intelligence with a human brain, but I'm going to do it using a technique not available to other things in the universe other than me, you say, well, then the human brain is just a machine. It's a machine that, runs on the basis of DNA, but it's still a machine and it exists. So if our brains are a general intelligence and they don't have a supernatural component, it's got to be possible to create an artificial general intelligence. And so the human brain is the existence proof that an artificial general intelligence is possible. And since, as I'm going to claim in other videos, it's going to be enormously valuable to companies, to militaries, to figure out how to create computer general intelligences, you can bet enormous effort is going to go into studying the human brain to figuring out how to create an artificial general intelligence. So if our civilization doesn't collapse, we can be pretty confident that artificial general intelligence is eventually going to get created. An AGI could have a huge set of possible goals. We basically don't know what any future AI is going to want to do. If we're extremely fortunate, then we're going to create an AGI that's carefully crafted so that its goal is to promote human flourishing, to make mankind better off. But if we're not so lucky, we might create an AGI that has another goal, such as being really good at chess, creating as many paperclips as possible, or perhaps maximizing its understanding of financial markets. An AGI could be extremely smart and yet still have a goal that would seem crazy to humans. Our goals arose out of evolution, but an AGI wouldn't be so constrained. Imagine that someone creates a narrow AI chess program, but for some reason it grows in intelligence and it becomes an AGI. It becomes extremely smart, smarter than any person. It's not clear that this AGI would then reflect back upon its goal of being really good at chess and say, well, that's wrong. I should have a better, more grand goal. There's probably nothing embedded in the universe that makes some goals better than others. There's no reason to think that as a computer intelligence gets smarter, it's going to reject its old goals and think of new goals. Intuitively, it does seem that as a computer intelligence gets smarter, it would change goals. But I think this is because we're looking at computer intelligences the way we do human intelligences. Right? As children age, they get different goals that to adults seem saner. But again, this is probably evolutionary programs running. There's no reason to think that a computer superintelligence would say, oh, being really smart means playing chess is a silly goal, while helping humans is a good goal.